Download this code and get free GPT-4o from codegive.com, link in the description below. Sure. In Java, the URL class is part of the java.net package and represents a uniform resource locator, which is a pointer to a resource on the World Wide Web. The URL class can be used to read data from a resource over the internet, or to work with local files. Overview of URL class. The URL class provides several methods to work with URLs. Creating a URL, you can create a URL object using its constructor. Reading from a URL, you can open a connection to the URL and read data from it. Handling exceptions. Due to network operations, various exceptions may occur, such as malformed URL exception or ioexception. Creating a URL object. You can create a URL object using the following constructor. Reading from a URL. To read content from a URL, you typically use the openstream method of the URL class, which returns an input stream. You can then read data from this stream. Example, reading a web page. Below is a simple example that demonstrates how to read content from a URL, a web page, and print it to the console. Explanation of the code. 1. Import statements. The required classes from java.net and java.io packages are imported. 2. URL creation. A URL object is created using the specified URL string. If the URL is malformed, a malformed URL exception is thrown. 3. Openstream. The openstream method opens a connection to the URL and returns an input stream. We wrap it in a buffered reader for efficient reading of text. 4. Reading lines. A loop is used to read each line from the URL until the end of the stream, null is returned. 5. Exception handling. The code is enclosed in a try-catch block to handle potential exceptions like malformed URL exception and ioexception. Example, reading a local file. You can also use the URL class to read local files by using the file protocol. Here's how you can read a local file. Conclusion. The URL class in Java is a powerful tool for working with both web resources and local files. By understanding how to create URL objects and read from them, you can easily handle data from various sources. Make sure to properly handle exceptions to ensure your application runs smoothly.